Hey everyone, today we're going to be doing cylinders, and last time we did boxes, so we are not going to let that go. So we're going to be drawing a box first. Now when it comes to cylinders, they are basically a round version of a prism. And the reason being is that ellipses are basically circles in perspective. So if you have an ellipse, and then you warp it, or you put it in perspective like this. That's basically an ellipse. So how we're gonna build that is by using boxes, and that's how we get that. So let's draw a box. In fact, maybe it'll be easier if I did something like 2-point. And just did a very light vanishing points. Going to put a box here. So I'm going to make it into more of like a prism, rectangle. Going to connect this line to the other point. I'm going to connect this point to this one. Let's name it A and B. So draw a box first. I'm going to connect this line as well to the point A. And then we're going to drop this down. So it's perfect. I'm going to darken these edges. I'm going to erase the excess lines in the middle. So I have a box. Take note that this is a rather skewed kind of box, mainly because these horizon lines are so close, these vanishing points are so close to each other. We wouldn't have the problem if it were a lot farther apart. So it wouldn't be so like squarish here and like rectangleish here. It'll be more stable. So all we're going to do, I'm going to do this in the front view first. All we're going to do is we're going to make a square, or the box in this case. We're going to split it into half. And then we're going to split this in half as well, into fourths. It's pretty easy. And then all we're going to do is just draw a circle by connecting all the sides into these four corners. Only this time this will be in perspective because we have an ellipse. Now, circles are really hard to draw. In fact, I'm going to discuss that in the next video. So yeah, it's hard. So don't worry if you guys can't get it right. I even can't get it right either. So, but that's because even professionals have a hard time doing these. All takes a bunch of practice. So let's connect this line. Split this into 1/2 as well. After that, let's make the ellipse. So with the pen or with your brush, just smoothly and slowly go around. In perspective class, we normally use ellipse guides because this stuff is hard to draw. But I just want to show you guys how to construct a cylinder through a box so you guys know how it's done. You don't necessarily have to always do this, but it's important to know. I'm going to split this at the back as well. for convenience sake, I'm just going to use the line tool rather than the brush tool for the second one. But I gotta make sure that this is in the right perspective. After that, let's draw the ellipse. As I said earlier, this looks really weird because it's such a skewed graph that it just it looks, you know, oval compared to the first one. But after that, this is just an example, so it's fine. We connect the two midpoints from the top. As well as from the bottom. We can erase these excess lines just to see, so you can see the cylinder result, cylindrical result. Man, I really don't like how warped this is. I'll probably try a different attempt to show you guys what it properly looks like, rather than being like, you know. But I mean, this is fine for now. I'll probably do another one as another example. But this is how you build that in a box. And the more you practice this way, the more you can start to eyeball how the lips will be. So let's do another one. Let me see if I can do something like maybe have a shorter line, but then farther vanishing points. That probably doesn't really work very well. I'm just going to draw a really long horizon line. I'm just going to put these at the ends. And now I'm going to be drawing a line. I'm going to go away from the middle. Actually, let me try the middle. I want to see how skewed it is compared to the other one that I did. I think it should be fine. So I'm going to connect these dots. A, B, connect one point to the next. Both sides. So this looks a bit better, I'd say. Let's make it a bit shorter this time. Super long. Yeah, this looks better when you go more into the center. Especially when the vanishing points are so much farther. So you see that this is like super skewed, and this is feels a lot better. Line tool for convenience sake. And then drop this down. So now after that we just need to connect the rest of the lines. So once it's all done, then let's get to dividing. again, take the two corners and just connect the two. And then just divide. Using the line tool, if you guys are feeling lazy, you guys can just put that over here. And then let's draw the circle or the ellipse. It's hard to get everything perfect, man, isn't it? Let's erase the very thick lines at the back. If you want to keep it clean, just make sure that you make your lines light. That's the only way I'd say to make it cleaner without having to erase so much. So now let's once again do the same thing on the other side. I'll just make it sketchy just to make it faster. Now let's connect. Yeah, that's how you do cylinder. Now, once you guys get all this stuff done and understand how it works, we can start freehanding it. And all we really have to do is just draw an ellipse, which, you know, turns out to be a lot easier because you don't have to like make sure it's super precise. But I mean, you know, what can you do? So then after that, we just have to draw it with parallel lines, make sure it's facing the same direction, and making sure that the ellipse at the end is kind of like the same shape as the one in the front. Making sure that your edges aren't sharp like a point, but rather rounded. You can do one from the top or from the side. So that when you draw a cylinder from the side, notice how my wrist is also very loose. It's like, you know, just kind of free flowing. So that's all you really need to pay attention to when you're doing ellipses. So kind of ghost it, you know, make this kind of oval with your wrist without really touching. And once you start touching the tablet, your arm does the work for you. Let's drag this down. And then just make sure that this ellipse is similar to the other side. If you want to do something like a bent arm, one way to do it is to have a cylinder here, facing it down. Another way to do it is also to bend the cylinder, or draw another cylinder to show that it's bent, and then you have a gap, and that shows the direction of where it's going to. So that's how you usually put cylinders into the body. And then you can connect the two with just like a little space. But this direction shows which way
this arm is going, rather than, yeah, that's basically what the cylinders are for, just to show the direction and as well as show the perspective and the form.